Hi, welcome to this week's Sim Racing News Roundup, and we kick off, as seems to always be the case just lately, with Automobilista 2. So yes, Razor's update and development binge continues, and we've had news of what's going to be coming in the July updates. So with June behind us, they've launched all of this information. So the main focus, I say, in July is carry on with basically the last big update. So we're going to be getting further developments to real weather and live track, some improvements along those systems, and they're also going to continue with bringing the seasonal foliage to the remaining tracks. So apparently next up for this weekend will be Hockenheim with all of its historical variants. So keep an eye out for an update that deals with Hockenheim. And then all of the premium tracks, so Bathurst, Imola, Spielberg, etc., will be getting all of that, and there'll be more discrete changes to all of the Brazilian and South American tracks as well. On the physics side, the traction control system is being completely reworked and tweaked about as well, and they're also adding in input binding to adjust both traction control and ABS in car, so you won't just have to do it through the ICM menu, as is the current case. There's also going to be some tidying up around the UI and HUD side of things, particularly around the custom championship tool, and there's going to be a few new options coming on those. We've also got a new car coming, which will be a free-for-all, and that is an initial entry into a 1970s GT class, and it's going to be the 1974 Porsche 11 Carrera RSR, which is a great car, so I'll look forward to seeing what that one's like. And not content with actually pushing out the roadmap, there's also been a hotfix bringing AMS2 to version 1.2.1.2, and this basically just tweaked a load of stuff, in all honesty, and added seasonal foliage to Hockenheim and Brands Hatch and a few other bits and pieces. So take a look at all of that. As always, links down below. Wreckfest also got another update, quite a sizable one in terms of the actual file size of it. So it is, however, primarily a hotfix one, despite the size, so there's a few other bits and pieces on there. Leaderboard sorting out, load times improved, fine-tuned some of the weathers, and a few other bits and pieces, so I'll leave a link to that one down below. Then most of the other stuff that's come out this week, I'll be linking to videos down below to show you what's gone on with those. So we've had a NACON week, and they seem to be running one of these announcement weeks every month at the moment. So for WRC 10, we now know that Sebastian Loeb will have some specific content and events in there, with kind of like a hint that there's going to be more of this type, where it's kind of like relive drivers' past events and significant moments from their career, which is interesting because years ago Sebastian Loeb Rally Evo basically put an entire mode in around that. So if we're going to get more historic content across a range of drivers of that type, I'm all for it. We've also then got some news on Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. We now know where it's going to be set, which is Hong Kong Island. So not just the city, but the entire island of Hong Kong. And we've also got a release date for it as well, which, if my memory serves me, is the 22nd of September 2022. So over a year away on that one. So don't be surprised if that release date does change a little. I certainly wouldn't be. But I think we're now going to start seeing quite a big drip feed of information around Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown over the course of this coming year. And then finally, to round things up, we've got Gran Turismo Sport has had an update and some new content. And that is the new Toyota GR86 has been released for GT Sport and will be used for some upcoming eSport events as well. So it's a nice little addition as a freebie in there. So that is this week's sim racing news roundup, and when we come to look at what you've been watching here, basically, it's a new track from Fat Alfie. So it's a Bremgarten, which is the former home of the Swiss Grand Prix. Was last used as a track in 1955, where following the 55 Le Mans accident where a large number of spectators were killed and motorsport was outlawed with a few exceptions in Switzerland. What we've basically seen there is a very historic track that's not been used for a long time, and as is typical of all of Fat Alfie's content, this basically is just absolutely wonderfully put together. It's a great track both in flat screen and in VR, performs extremely well, lots of details, looks great, drives great, really good track mesh detail on it. And I'm not just going to recommend a single car for this, although the car you see in here is an Alfa Romeo 15847, which is an older Alfa F1 car. But being perfectly honest, I'm actually going to link down below to Legion's page, which covers all of his immediate post-war racing cars, because these kind of like 48 through to 1950 cars really suit both the track and the age of the track. So I'll leave a link to those down below, because it is worth playing around with and exploring a whole host of those cars around this particular circuit. So that's everything I've got for you this week. Thanks very much for watching, and if you found this interesting, please do hit the like button, and if you want to see more content of this type, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be notified when new content gets uploaded. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye.